So Donald Trump is now in office. He's been sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. So that begs the question. Has Hollywood learned their lesson? Well, the quick answer is no, they haven't. Based on the late night hosts, which, by the way, does anybody watch their shows anymore? I mean, it used to be back in the day, late night talk shows were the thing to watch. You had Arsenio, you had Carson, you had Letterman, you had Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno, just to name a few. Even Joan Rivers had a late night show for a while. But now, with the other things available to you to watch, either on cable or satellite or even streaming, late night talk shows, they don't have the same impact they used to. And quite honestly, instead of treating both sides equally, which is what they did back in the day, they've gone hard left. And I mean hard left. Now, keep in mind, these guys like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jon Stewart, Seth Meyers, what's his face on CBS? Stephen Colbert. Keep in mind, these guys don't write their own stuff. These guys have teams of writers writing this stuff for them. Whereas I'm sure back in the day, especially during the time of Carson, yeah, Carson probably had a couple people that helped him write his material. But the beauty of Carson is he was the driving force. Today, in my opinion, we have a bunch of hacks that are on late night TV that I don't think they believe half of what they say anyway. So here you go from over at Breitbart. Late night hosts have panic attacks. Trash Biden, which admittedly they did. Talk stress eating as Trump returns to Washington. What the? You know what? So frantic, wide-eyed stares into the camera, agitated hand gestures, and the occasional, what the fuck? Filled the network TV airwaves on Monday as Donald Trump's return to the Oval Office left liberal late-night host Jon Stewart, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and Seth Meyers reeling. We're going to tackle good old Jon Stewart first. You know, he's the part-timer now on the show that he created over on Comedy Central. I think he's on once a week? Looking physically disturbed by the prospect of what the next 4 years of Trump's could mean, thanks to Kamala Harris's $1.6 billion failure to beat him, the not-so-racially diverse club of carnival barkers did their level best to find the funny in what Stewart described as Biden handing over the keys to, I'm sorry, what did you call him? Hitler. So there we go, right out of the gate, the same old tired trope from the same old boring playbook. In the order of freakout magnitude, here we go. Jon Stewart. Trump's inauguration was a fucking nerve-wracking day, occurring at a tumultuous time in American history, filled with much uncertainty and trepidation. Yeah, all created by Joe Biden. In his 20-minute monologue, the Comedy Central part-timer turned Trump's pronunciation of decline into 60 seconds of dickline jokes. Ha ha ha, funny, funny. He roasted the heads of Google, Meta, Twitter, TikTok, and Apple, who came to kiss the ass of Trump, and praised the absent Michelle Obama, whom Stewart said is living the motto of, when they go low, I stay the fuck home. Okay, so there's Jon Stewart. Typical fare from Jon Stewart. You know, I get it. What typically happens here is, you know, Trump gets elected. he's going to be coming into office. And of course, you know, the heads of Google, Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, for those of you that don't know, Twitter, which is now X, TikTok, and Apple, they've all bent the knee. They all said, we're making changes. Well, except for Elon, because Elon and Trump are buddy-buddy. But do you trust any of these individuals? Me? I don't trust any of them. They can say they're making changes, like Mark Zuckerberg coming out and saying that Facebook is going to do away with the fact checkers and go to a community notes style form of content moderation. But as I pointed out, I believe in another video, community notes is great over on X, except for the fact that people use community notes in a way where they should be just replying to somebody's post. They use it as a way of fact checking instead of replying, and that needs to be fixed. Community notes needs to be fixed in that respect. I see tons of community notes where a community note is community noted saying no note needed. This is opinion. So Elon, please fix community notes. Stephen Colbert bookend his monologue with new rules for the next 4 years. 1, calories don't count. Ha ha ha, funny, funny. And 2, it's perfectly reasonable to have a vodka tonic at 8 a.m. And then a conspiracy-filled screen saying, fuck it. He told us to inject bleach, and I still believe there's a PP tape. So Russia, if you're listening, let the golden age begin. Again, back to the same tired BS. Not funny. The only reason why these guys get laughs is because they have signs telling the audience to laugh, flashing. Remember the old applause signs to tell the audience when to applause, when to clap? Well, they do the same thing. They cue the audience when to laugh. Either that or they started inserting laugh tracks, which is just a possibility. Jimmy Kimmel. Remember Jimmy Kimmel crying? And his band of writers dug deep and came up with more of the same Melania must hate her husband jokes with the side of J.D. Vance loved to hump a couch conspiracy jabs. It was not an uplifting or even well-written speech, said Kimmel on his way to making the same dick line jokes that Stewart cracked. Wonder if the writers got together. After spending several minutes mocking country music star Carrie Underwood for technical issues that she didn't cause, Kimmel got what looked like an assist from proven liar and CNN host Jake Tapper to lampoon Biden floating away once and for all with a White House tied to hundreds of balloons, a la the movie Up. That's not a surprise because Up was a Disney movie, Disney Pixar movie. So why wouldn't they use that? And by the way, that Carrie Underwood a cappella version of America the Beautiful, spot on, 100% excellent. To do what she did without a backing track because of technical issues, which weren't her fault, just astounding, amazing. And to get everybody to sing with her. The crowd sang with her even. Even Biden and Harris standing behind her sung, I think. So over at NBC, a much more subdued Seth Meyers introed the big news of the day with an, oh shit, right? Donald Trump's now the president of the United States. Fuck me. After rifling on the low-hanging fruit jokes about Trump piling around inside the warm U.S. Capitol Rotunda with tech billionaires while scores of his supporters stood in freezing weather outside. Weren't the watch parties indoors? The watch areas indoors? I mean, yeah, there was probably some people outside, but I think most of the watch parties were indoors. Myers took aim at the president's speech, calling it an unsettling, low-energy mix of ominous fascism. Oh, there we go again. Same old boring argument. He's a fascist. And weird shit that no one expects Donald Trump and his minions even care about. Really? Really, Seth? I think you need some new material. The fascism stuff, it's overplayed. It's played out. It's boring. It's tiring. It's lazy. Lastly, Jimmy Fallon walked out on stage wearing a very similar hat to the one First Lady Melania Trump wore at the inauguration, joking, "Who wore it best, me, Melania, or the Hamburglar?" Well, Jimmy, if you have to ask, I'd say Melania wore it best. Grace and elegance. We got grace and elegance back in the White House. After diving headfirst into the usual Melania hates her husband fare, Fallon said the country re-electing Trump was tantamount to rolling the dice, and just like we somehow survived the first Squid Game and then signed back up for a second. Oh. Like I said earlier, gone are the days of late night talk show lampooning both sides evenly and fairly. In fact, if you do want to see reruns of excellent late night TV, you can catch reruns of Carson on some of those sub channels that are out there, like This TV or That TV or Antenna TV. I think there's even a Johnny Carson channel on Pluto. And I think if you're a Plex user, there's one on there too. So if you want to watch some excellent late night TV, I suggest checking out reruns of the old Carson show from back in the day. Heck, even old reruns of Letterman or Conan O'Brien. So what do you guys make of the late night TV talk show hosts? Do you think this is going to be what we can expect going forward from these five? Comment down below. While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.